How do you map different forest vegetation types? Have you ever wondered how to identify and map different types of vegetation in a forest? This skill can be incredibly helpful for navigation and survival. Let's break down the process step by step. First, start with basic observation and classification. Look around and identify broad categories of vegetation. These categories include trees, shrubs, grasses, and herbaceous plants. This initial classification helps create a lifeform map that shows general vegetation types based on visible traits like height, density, and the dominant species present. Next, it is time for field data collection. Walk through the forest and take notes about the vegetation you see. Record details such as species identification, density, canopy cover, and ground cover. Use tools like a compass, global positioning system, and a notebook or digital device to mark exact locations. This detailed data collection is essential for accuracy and helps you differentiate between subtle vegetation types. Now, let's use topographic and aerial maps. Study topographic maps to understand elevation changes, slope aspects, and landforms that influence vegetation distribution. Aerial imagery or satellite photos can reveal patterns like forest edges, clearings, or water bodies. Combining these maps with your field notes will help you build a more precise vegetation map. Once you have gathered enough information, delineate vegetation boundaries. Based on your observations and maps, draw boundaries around areas with distinct vegetation types. For instance, separate dense coniferous forests from mixed hardwood stands or open meadow areas. You can mark these boundaries on a physical map or digitally using mapping software. For a more detailed map, consider using fine-scale mapping techniques. Methods like machine learning or expert systems can analyze field data alongside environmental variables such as soil type, moisture, and elevation. While this is more advanced, you can approximate this by carefully noting changes in plant communities relative to terrain features. It is also important to incorporate terrain association. Recognize how vegetation correlates with terrain features like ridges, valleys, slopes, and water sources. For example, wetter areas near streams may support different plants than dry ridges. Mapping these associations helps you anticipate vegetation types in unexplored areas. Now let's talk about practical survival applications. Use your vegetation maps to find edible plants, locate water sources, or identify materials for shelter. Unique vegetation patches can serve as landmarks to aid in navigation. Additionally, understanding areas with dense, dry vegetation can help you assess fire risk. Recognizing preferred vegetation types can also help predict animal habitats. Finally, keep your maps oriented and updated. Always orient your map to the terrain using a compass and update it as you move through the forest. Mark new observations or changes in vegetation to maintain accuracy. This is vital for effective navigation in a survival situation. Mapping different forest vegetation types involves careful observation, data collection, and understanding terrain-vegetation relationships. This skill can significantly improve your navigation abilities and help you make informed decisions in the wild.